We could start with good evenings if that.
No,
if that makes you guys happy.
bad evening. No good
Bad
bye.
evening?
Bad bye.
Wow. Wow.
You know, we could start with happy birthday to the twins, Don.
Yes, they're 7 today.
Does it seem like 7 years?
No, it's incredible. I don't know. That's the one piece of advice that I got that has been dead on, is how quickly everything goes, how fast time flies. So yeah, they're 7, and
there's no faster time than the age of your friend's kids who you don't see that often.
Or you showing up on time for the segment.
Oh my God.
Well, listen.
All right.
Yeah, we're listening.
Yeah.
I mean, I say the words, I'll tell you when I'm right back here, because I was dealing with something so it wouldn't happen, and here I am. What can I do? And I was celebrating the kid's birthday, Don. I was putting their gift in the mail.
Oh. I don't think it's going to get here in time.
No, it's going to miss it. All right, guys, let's get into ENN, brought to you by our friends at Security Dodge. I'll start off by saying good evening to Michael.
How's it working out, bro?
And to Don.
Company.
What was that?
Company.
Don, it barely even works as a job.
I know.
That's how nothing
It's really
works.
one of the most exaggerated moments in the history of the show.
Company.
Good evening to myself. Give me the porn, for God's sake. And good evening to our friend Griffin.
No.
One more time, Griffin?
No.
It should have worked better.
The drop? Yeah, I thought it was more isolated than that.
It was not.
Yeah. It's a shame we don't have him on a separate channel where we could just get isolated Griffin. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Of course, we speak to the best and the brightest. We just got off the phone with our friend Jack Curry talking about Soto. But let's hear from...
Almost forgot his friend's name.
Well, that's how close we are. I don't think of him like that.
You know what? I would like you and Jack to do a hip-hop show. Because he knows it like you. Well, I don't know if anybody knows it like you, but he can hold his own.
He does.
Listen, the man loves music.
He loves music.
Let's hear from Jeff Passan, who is on SportsCenter. Here's his latest on Mr. Soto.
We are finally in the end game after a months-long pursuit by teams for Juan Soto. And we know at this point that the final number is going to be at least $600 million over a double-digit figure number of years. Now, the question is, how high can that go? If teams are willing to go to, say, 15 years, which they might be able to because Juan Soto is only 26, we could see a contract potentially in excess of $700 million. Now, remember, Shohei Ohtani's 10-year, $700 million deal last offseason set the standard. But at this point, we don't know who the favorites are. The New York Mets have been near the top the whole time. The Yankees, of course, the incumbent team, the Boston Red Sox, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Los Angeles Dodgers all still in it. The expectation is that there will be meetings over the weekend, and it's that point Juan Soto will decide where he's going to go, and we will know at latest by the time the winter meetings in Dallas start.
How many of us have ever been in a situation where we have to make a decision that will determine the next 15 years of our life? Not many people.
No, not 15.
15?
Yeah.
Well, it's not even, although, can we just be honest, though?
I think we
marriage,
always
I
are.
hope, is a commitment beyond 15.
Yeah, that's bigger. And also,
some people don't reach 15.
Yeah, but the hope is you're in for longer.
The hope is when you're not signing up for 15. You're signing up for a lifetime when you try. You do the best you can.
Yeah, I guess most people do have that commitment.
Yeah, they usually are hoping they're going to get there. Now, I'll say this, though. Is any of this really that big a decision?
Oh, I think it is. I know what you're saying. He's going to make unbelievable money no matter what.
He's going to have the best life any human being's ever had, whatever he chooses. Listen, guys, it's a big deal to him, but I don't think he's laying awake at night worried about this.
I bet you he's laying awake.
No, he's sleeping like a baby.
No, listen, where you play is important, but really, honestly, all the cities, all the teams that are bidding for him would be nice landing spots as being, the city. Boston's a great city. Toronto's a tremendous city. We know how good New York is. LA's expensive, but it's a cool place to be. He's already played in Washington, San Diego, and New York already. I think you commit yourself as a baseball player to know that your life is going to be very transient, that you're going to probably bounce from different cities. So I think Peter's right. I mean, no matter what, he's going to play on a team that he's going to make a lot better, and he's going to make a lot of money, and he's going to continue to do what he's doing. I understand how difficult it is, but it's not like us making that kind of a decision.
I got to tell you, I think I'm having tougher conversations in my life these days than Juan Soto. I think his decisions are easy squeezy. Oh, should I make? Do you think, Don? Should I go $700 million or $712? Should I live like a king in Los Angeles or New York? I'm not saying doesn't require thought, but at the end of it, it's all this is good. It's all good, bruh. This guy's already been on 3 teams. What is it? 7 years in the league? 6?
This is his 6, yeah, I think.
This was his 6th year. He's already been in 3 markets.
This
is not a big deal to him.
Season that he plays. That's why the
his
15th
8th season, 4th.
Let's be honest, guys. The 15, you're wiping your you know what with at least the last 2 or 3 years of that contract. He's not playing at 41, 42.
Well,
he might be playing. He just might be playing at that level.
Right. Well, I don't even think he'll be playing. Really, unless he's going after the hit record. With all the money that he would have made and all that he would have accomplished, why would he be strutting around at 41 years old, a shell of himself, still playing baseball? Honestly.
To get the $50 million.
But at that point, Michael, I think he'd be done. Come on. Who's in the post-steroid era, Michael, who is playing at any kind of level at 41, 42? We're talking about Aaron Rodgers, right? And so... A baseball player, and listen, Pete Rose played into his 40s, but that was kind of ugly towards the end. Player manager stuff. Come on, Juan Soto gonna be playing baseball beyond 40.
I think if he signs till 41, he will be playing that year. Unless he's
Don. I got a fun game for you.
What's that?
Best players in the history of sports. Who going into their 8th year in the sport have been on this many teams?
Yeah, because he's an all-time great. You're right. That's a great question.
It's unusual for an all-time great to be on their 4th team going into their... Assuming he doesn't stay a Yankee. Then of course, it messes it up a little bit.
Well, 3's still a lot, too, Peter. You're right.
But 3's still a lot, right? Most people are on 1, maybe 2. So, ponder that. Think about it.
Now,
rub your nose in.
Now, listen, Paul Coffey, who's a Hall of Famer, and he's not Juan Soto level, but he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, he played on, I think, 9 teams, but still, he was on just 2 by his 8th year.
It was 2 for the first bunch of years, right?
Well, actually, for the first like 7 years, he was in Edmonton and went to Pittsburgh. No, it's very odd. But I think we could all safely say, though, that for the next decade and a half, he won't be moving anywhere.
So, Tyler Hero went off last night.
I need a hero.
Well, he'll keep you something till the end of the night. He hit 7 straight threes in the 3rd. The Heat blow out the Lakers 134-93 Wednesday. And it dawned on Laker coach JJ Redick just how bad things have gotten for his basketball team. Let's hear from Redick on the 41-point loss to the Heat.
It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. We're all embarrassed. It's not a game that thought we had the right fight, the right professionalism. Not sure what was lost in translation. There has to be some ownership on the court, and I'll take all the ownership in the world. This is my team, and I lead it, and I'm embarrassed. But I can't physically get us organized. I can't physically be into the basketball. I can't physically talk and call out reds and physically call out coverages. And by the way, I'm not blaming players. I own this. But going to need some ownership on the court as well.
How about from LeBron James?
For somebody who's done everything, you've never been through a couple of games back-to-back like this. How does this even compute in your mind?
It sucks. For sure. It sucks for sure to get your ass whooped like that twice in a row, for sure.
Now, guys, I can't help but remember a few weeks back when this season started, and everyone was excited by the start for the Lakers.
People were shoving it in your face, if you remember.
Yeah, no, people were excited about the start, and I pointed out and we all did, how embarrassing the whole Bronny thing was. Do you understand now why that whole thing looks ludicrous? And why JJ Redick, who people were ready to put on the Mount Rushmore of coaches before he coached a game, why maybe the start to his tenure shouldn't have been about some silly charity to get someone's kid to play? Like, it just, to me, all looks so goofy now. That was the whole start of your season, Michael, and now you're not a good basketball team. They're in the 9 spot. They're 12-10. They're getting blown out by everyone. The whole thing now looks even more ridiculous.
I've heard, they interviewed several people for that job, okay?
Go ahead.
And I have heard that some of the candidates, when the Lakers told them, we're taking Bronny with our second-round pick, they said, well, you're not serious about winning. You can get a legitimate second-round player that could really help your team. That turned a lot of the candidates off. But I guess it didn't JJ. But I think JJ really now understands it might have been nicer to sit next to Doris and Mike rather than do this.
This is, and by the way, when we brought that up, everyone immediately poo-pooed, like, a second-round pick in the NBA. It's completely nothing. It's like you only get 2 a year, man.
By the way, Petey,
yeah, sure.
Jack Curry has an answer to your question. Dr. J was on 3 teams in his first 6 seasons. Virginia Squires, New York Nets, and the 76ers.
No, listen, he's right, but those were extenuating circumstances.
Well, not the ABA, two ABA teams when were.
Yeah, because probably the Squires folded. What do you want him just to stand there amongst the shrapnel? There were circumstances beyond that, right?
Well, there are circumstances with Juan. He wants more money.
No, I understand that. There's a reason for it. Nobody's trading him because he's not good or anything like that. He makes a lot of money. But I believe the Squires folded. He went to the Nets, and then the Nets turned into the New Jersey Nets, and then the Philadelphia 76ers. So it hopped leagues. If we're going to go there, then I could probably find some, I know, let's see, Gretzky was just on I'd have to take a look at what Messier might have been on a couple of different WHA teams, but.
All right, you think this
listen, it was fun until Jack got involved.
Well,
it was a really fun exercise, and then Jack, let's face it, we love him. He fat-handed it a little bit.
But you would think that anybody who jumped around for the first 6 years of their career is probably extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, it's okay that's extenuating. It's still interesting. I don't like you going after my guy Jack like this.
We can't have fun. Is that what happens now?
Jack said he was traded from Virginia to the Nets. They did not fold.
But they probably did it for financial reasons, I'm sure.
Well, that's why the Nets did it, too.
I know. I'm just saying.
Guys,
I love Jack.
I will not stand for Jack Curry slander. Won't do it.
The NFL upheld the 3-game suspension of Azeez Al-Shaair of the Texans. So, Michael, apparently the league disagreed with your take that maybe the hit wasn't that bad.
No, I didn't say that. I said it's very tough for a defender to stop. But did you see he didn't make it any better for himself, Peter? You see what he tweeted out?
If you want me to be your villain, I'll be your villain.
What a dunce. And then he had a picture of the Joker.
Now, Michael, I still thought it was out of line when you said Trevor Lawrence had it coming the other day. I couldn't believe you said that.
Please don't say this stuff.
What?
I'm getting enough heat on social media, you clown.
Under the climate that we're in after what happened yesterday.
No, you know what?
People don't listen, but now it's going to be a headline.
No, you're right.
Announcing's all over it now. See where you started?
Kay says Lawrence deserved it. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, you're not wrong. Everyone relax. Everyone relax. I don't want any. You know what? I know what'll make everyone feel good before we wrap up ENN. Let's hear from Aaron Rodgers.
Yay!
Here's Rodgers on whether or not he wants to be back with the Jets and if he plays in 2025.
I said this would be my first choice, yes.
Yeah, so has anybody from here said, yes, we'd like you to play here?
A lot of people have, yeah. Not the people who are making those decisions. There'll be a conversation at some point. And listen, if they say they want to move on, that's great. Fantastic, But if they say they want me to play, then I'll consider it.
Well, we would look forward to that, wouldn't we? What a year!
I'm starting to come around on him again. I think I like him.
You like him?
Yeah,
you like him
because that was a legitimate laugh. When somebody has a legitimate laugh, there's goodness in them.
No, you know what? I'll tell you this. That was actually legitimately humble and funny.
Yeah, it was.
For him to say that, he's heard people say it, but not anyone who makes that decision.
I can turn on people. I can turn on people in a negative way and a positive way. I'm on Team Rodgers.
Oh, he's off the list.
I got accused on social media, Peter, today The reason I don't like Rodgers is because he's not a liberal like I am.
Well, they figured you out.
Yeah, how?
I don't know.
I mean, have I ever tipped my... I mean, maybe you've tipped your hand, but not me.
No. This has nothing to do with me. That'll do it for ENN.
Right,
brought to you by Security Dodge. Shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com during their Wrap Up the Year sales event. But before we even get into anything else, guys, can I tell you about my friends over at BetterHelp?
Please.